Why, hello. Wow. Oh, God.
Hello.
Oh, God.
Oh, my teeth are pink from chugging white Zinfandel. Hello. Welcome.
Welcome back to this shit.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Welcome back to the podcast that nobody asked for, but we're still here doing it.
Oh, God. Isn't that the truth?
Anchor FM still isn't distributing it, but we're still making it.
What the fuck is up with that?
I have no idea.
No.
It said on the thing, like, hey, if you want more help in figuring out what's going on, contact us. And it just takes you to a frequently asked questions page where it doesn't tell you anything. It like tells you the guidelines.
They probably listened to our content and they were like, oh no. Not for this website. Not for this good Christian podcasting service.
They want to protect the other sites. Anyway, hi, I'm Connor.
Hi, I'm Kylen.
And we do this. We do this podcast, and we drink while we do it, and we do parkour. You already know what Kylen's drinking.
Yeah, so anytime you hear me say white Zinfandel, that is code for I wasn't super prepared. I wasn't prepared enough to get liquor, but I was able to make it to the store in time to get wine. That's what that is. And so before we record, I usually like gross Connor out for 5 minutes by chugging straight from the bottle.
And who boy, does it gross me out.
Well, you have like a naturally weak stomach when it comes to alcohol anyway, I think, right? Or at least with other people drinking it.
Yeah. So it got that way after one horrible night with bourbon. Then next time, TSV just straight chugging tequila, I just sympathy bombed. Horribleness. College fraternities are a thing.
What are you drinking this evening?
So I am also not prepared. I told myself that I would go buy groceries today, but I'm a fucking liar.
Of course.
I did clean my apartment, so there is some productivity that happened, but I did not buy groceries.
It's something.
So I'm drinking some Austin East Cider's Texas honey cider.
Lady's just like looking at the can like, huh?
She has run away. But I'm drinking this. I didn't buy it. It appeared in my fridge. I'm sure somebody did, either for D&D or a game night or something.
Wait, how old is it?
I am sure it's coming up on a year.
Is it still good?
I'm not a big cider person. So I don't think it's that good. But, I mean, it doesn't taste horrible.
It has alcohol content.
It's like a honey apple juice that's like carbonated.
Oh, I see. Interesting. That reminds me, this is the first derail of the evening. So mark it down. One time, back in college, we got it into our heads to mix together Martinelli's apple juice with Tennessee Honey Jack. And it was a pretty good drink.
Okay.
But one time we mixed one that we knew was way too potent. So none of us wanted to drink it. It was stored in the little glass bottle that the apple juice came in. So we just let it sit and ferment for a year, maybe longer. And to this day, I don't remember if anyone drank it or not, if we threw it out, but we always threatened people that, I don't know, if we were doing a drinking game or something, if they lost, they would have to drink the stank-ass Martinelli's, is what we call it. It was just a horror story, just oh God, whatever you do.
Specifically, if they lose the drinking game, they have to drink more.
But I don't think we actually ever let anyone drink it because I think we thought it was going to be like a health hazard at that point.
Probably. Alcohol itself is a health hazard.
I'm hurting myself right now. But I love it.
So we have a sort of topic. So half of it's like a repeat topic for this evening.
Yeah.
Also kind of not. We have, as of this, it's been about a week since we finished our Emon Dragon Heist campaign, our Waterdeep Dragon Heist set in Emon. I'm still working on my conversion notes for it. I'm going to be, as soon as I'm done with it, which will be in some point in the future, I'm going to be posting those on my Discord and probably Dropbox.
Ooh.
But if you want to run a game very similar to how we ran it, or differently, because there's a whole bunch of supplements that came out afterwards, like Waterdeep Dragon Heist Forgotten Tales by James Hayek and James Antronsko, however you pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm putting all my conversion notes in a doc, and I'll be uploading it right now. It's like 10,000 words right now.
Jesus, man. I mean, I know it's something that, like, people are definitely interested in, because anytime I would, like, tweet about our game, people would be like, how does that work? How's it run? How do you like that? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't come up with this. Ask Connor.
Yeah. So if you are, I will be publishing those notes probably through my Discord, which if you're a subscriber to my Twitch channel, you'll be able to get that.
Awoo.
Or maybe Patreon whenever I finish setting that up, but I'm probably not going to use it for anything.
Awoo.
So we've just finished that.
Holy shit. We did. Like, last week.
You want to talk about it?
Do you want to talk about that, or do we want to talk about, like, our other games real quick first?
Yeah, we do typically spend about an hour talking about...
Well, we spend an hour talking about how we make the OCs kiss. So, I haven't had Monster of the Week for the past 2 weeks, so that one's not on the table.
Yeah, I noticed I was really hoping to, like, turn it on while I was working on stuff today.
Yeah, no, it's just been, like, scheduling errors, just, like, 2 weeks in a row, so...
The bane of all of our games' existence.
Ugh, tell me about it. So...
That's why I was really, really happy with how Emon Dragon Heist was going, because it
oh my God.
didn't seem like we ever had to reschedule anything.
We were the most consistent motherfuckers. I think the only times that we didn't play was just, like...
Over holiday.
Yeah, and the holidays we didn't play for, like, a month, but, like, other than that, we met, like, every Sunday.
Like, somebody may have had to leave a little bit early, or, like...
Oh, yeah.
We did do a couple of one-shots there.
Oh, yeah, we did. But, like, other than that, like, most people have horror stories of, like, yep, my campaign hasn't met in 2 years. And we're meeting again on Monday. It's just like, oh, Jesus. But
I mean, you and I are in a couple of campaigns like that right now.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like Court of the Dragon Queen. I was editing the audio for episode 2 today, and we were talking about Horde of the Dragon Queen a lot.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, maybe one day we'll get back to that.
Maybe one day whenever Negative Sigma has a new job and Conster's done with all his exams.
Ooh.
We are both drinking to that right now.
But yeah, that was a very good group in terms of scheduling. So good thing we're continuing to play stuff together.
But no Monster of the Week. Yeah,
so Monster of the Week has not been on for the past 2 weeks and will not be on next week. Also due to scheduling, because technically it's the start of the new season. I say in air quotes in terms of online game scheduling, because most online Twitch games either run for like 10 weeks of weekly episodes, or maybe like 5 weeks bi-weekly. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to get people to commit to something that long.
Yeah, and
it's
so
hard as for me as a player, it's hard for me to commit to something that long.
Right. So like it, people commit and like it's good in the beginning, but like as things go on, it's like, oh shit, because life happens, So, so now there's a little bit of season bleed. So our next episode, and which is probably going to be our last episode. So it wouldn't have been a full 10 episode season, but that's fine. I think we're at a good place for it to end. We're at a very climactic moment. So that's going to be April 6th. And then the new season begins. So that'll be fun. But yeah, sadly, no Monster of the Week. So your guys going to have to wait till next episode to hear about how the whole alien shit went down.
Yeah, gotta learn about Lemmy and the aliens.
Yeah. Ooh, boy.
Ain't your level up.
Yeah, so instead of talking about one of my games, I have one game to talk about, but let's talk about one of your games first.
Yeah, so also on Pro Research channel. Pro Research, great guy, friend of the channel. Check him out. People did comment.
Yeah, someone did comment. I saw the YouTube comments. They were like, they said something about how they really enjoyed the PPVs. They were like, it was like 11 out of 10.
11 out of 7 PPUs.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. I was like, hell yeah, PPV. Friend of the channel, that person, PPV.
Sober Connor, throw up the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, so PPVs will continue until further notice. But like, comment, and subscribe if you have any opinions. Ring that bell.
But I have a game on Pro Restar's channel. It's called The Little Things. It is a 5th edition campaign where all the kids are baboos.
Oh.
All the characters are baboos. Unlike adolescents.
All the kids are baboos. Yep, they are.
Listen. I'm drunk.
Linda, honey, listen.
Look it. I am dark. I am staying turnt.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm already through a bottle of wine, so this episode is already a mess.
I had my signature coffee, Kahlua and Bailey's during the stream today.
Very nice.
Which lots of turnout for the stream today. There were so many people coming in.
Oh, that's so awesome.
So good. Lots of followers. One new sub. It was,
I'm so sad I missed it. I was actually out being social today. So
You want to talk about that?
Oh, I mean, that wasn't that big a deal. I thought we were going to, like, actually go out with, like, some other people, so I was terrified. But turns out we just went to an apartment. I played with our kittens. We made calzones, and we watched The Office. So it was like my kind of hangout session. It was perfect.
Damn, that sounds so wonderful.
Yeah. Be friends with introverts, people. It's very low maintenance. But, yeah. Oh, speaking of people liking our tweets and shit, I know we're already, like, so derailing, but, like,
people need something in between our talking about our OCs.
Sam's mom liked one of our tweets about Let's Talk About It. Momlin liked our tweet.
Friend of the channel, Momlin.
So if you're out there, Miss Regal, listening to our podcast,
we're so sorry.
We're sorry, but we appreciate you so much, and just what a kind human being you are. So yeah,
but the little things. So I play a 8-year-old shifter, who's like physically like 14, but you know, shifters age different to humans. They are on the trail of a hag. They have run into like this group of like Lost Boy children, but like Tim Burtonified.
Ooh.
Oh no, even worse than that, like Stephen Kingified.
Oh no, that's even worse.
Where like they've been eating the gray meat, but it ain't meat. It's not pork. It's more like the long pig.
I don't know what that is.
It's people meat.
Oh, it's people meat.
It's people meat. It's Soylent Green, not Soylent. Hashtag possibly sponsored by Soylent. It's not. We're not sponsored by Soylent, but hit me up, Daddy.
I'm a warlock and my patron is Soylent.
The true great old one.
Packed at the sword.
Yeah, we were running away from that. PR's character, who is totally copyright neutral, Simba from The Lion King, had a big old bowl of gray meat stew, and oh boy, did that make Koyar bomb. Because like Koyar is picking up on like all this stuff, like this is people meat. This is what a corpse smells like. Because it's just because like I've been rolling great for those specific checks, for those perception or nature or whatever rolls. But like I'm thinking Koyar's seen stuff. Like he was raised by two halflings who run a kennel. They train dogs, but like hunting dogs and bloodhounds and war dogs. So he has probably seen people meat, smelled human flesh before, and it ain't great.
So you mean to tell me that Koyar, much like Connor, is a sympathy bomber?
Yes. They also ran into a forest guardian, an owl, a giant owl, who was like picking at all of their like traumas and everything, like especially with PR, like he was just like plucking into Adolfo's backstory. It's just like, oh well, you think you killed your father, and all this stuff, and it's just like trying to say like, no, you didn't. You don't really know what's going on.
So like evil Kapora Gabora
is 100% evil Kapora Gabora. And we kept tapping A's. We had to keep listening to him.
Oh no! When do I stop?
Now, Koyar is quick to shut people down. So whenever the owl is just like, oh, and you've been kept from a part of yourself. Do you know who you are? I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Shut up.
Because I don't think Koyard knows, like, he knows what a lycanthrope is. Because his dads have told him to, like, stay out of the woods because they're werewolves.
Yeah.
And his dads probably know that he's half werewolf, but Koyard's just like, I'm bigger than a halfling. I think I'm human.
I am 8, and what is this?
Cole's got stuff going on. Right now, they, including Koyard, they're about to fight a corpse flower, which I have very horrible memories of from our last Pro-Star campaign.
I didn't get to fight that one. I was out that day.
Oh, it's fine. We all bombed a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So that was mine. You've got Alas for the Office.
So, session 3 of that's happening, 3 of 5, because we're doing a short season. But yeah, no, it's that session was dealing with a lot of, I don't know, not necessarily fallout, but like some realizations. Like basically the whole thing from the second episode was like, Danny bought a flower to like give to the captain, just like, whatever, let me like try and actually like really flirt a little bit. And like the captain thought it was from the doctor, Elizabeth, and like got her hopes up, but Elizabeth didn't come to their party, so she got like way too drunk, and then like Danny was trying to take care of her, and in the process they both kind of found out like what the other, like Harper found out that Dagny was the one that gave her the flower, and Dagny found out that like Harper thought that was Elizabeth, and so like, and that was a whole mess. So like starting this episode, Captain was like way too drunk to get back to the ship, so Dagny's like, okay, shit, I gotta like, take care of you. You are like, oh god, I'm not used to taking care of people. I'm the one who's usually too drunk. So, and just like making sure that like she was okay. So we ended up like staying in someone's room for like a little bit. That was a weird situation, but it was a very like interesting conversation because there was a lot that came out about both of the characters. Like there was this one moment, I don't remember the exact lead up, like there's something about, the captain was talking something about drinking, and Dagny said something along the lines like, well, you know, there are like many reasons that people drink, or it's like there are more reasons to drink than just partying or something like that. So giving like a little insight into why Dagny drinks so much all the fucking time. And when the captain asked her further about it, she's said something along the lines of like, you know, just to like take the edge off of everything. So little hints there. Dagny is not happy. But also, I think stuff came out about, I guess how much, Dagny and Harper have like, I guess like their whole relationship. Like Harper trusts Dagny with the ship more than anyone, because even though Dagny is like drunk most of the time and she's not super tactful, she like knows more about operating a ship than anyone else on the ship besides the captain. And like Dagny, even though she's like romantically attracted to the captain, like she also is like, I guess more so than that, it's just like, you know, I admire you, I respect you, I look up to you just because of like how, you know, talented you are. And so like the captain said something like, you know, if anything was to ever happen to me, I would let you take over the ship. And that really meant a lot to Dagny, so that was kind of cool. But no smooches that night. So yeah.
Are you sure this is an off-the-table game?
Well, it's kind of funny because I want to smooch. Dagny wants to smooch the captain, but Anaris's character, Elizabeth, also wants to smooch the captain. So we both want to smooch the captain. So it's just a race to see who smooches first, which I'm sure Dagny may have had the opportunity to do in that room, but, you know, she's like, the captain is way drunker than I am. This isn't kosher. So instead took her back to the ship. And yeah, and then we found out some more about like Elizabeth. Oh, I almost forgot to mention. Annabelle? I'm too drunk. Yes, Annabelle. Oh my god, yeah, Katie Pace's character, Annabelle. She's the one who's secretly pregnant. So like Dagny and Elizabeth, the doctor, were having a conversation on the ship. Meanwhile, Dingo and Katie are making secret rolls. One of them, the captain, turns into a fucking bird, because that's what she can do. She's a fucking bird. Did you know that, Connor? The captain's a bird?
We mentioned it before, like a heron.
Yeah, she's a blue heron. She turned into a fucking bird and flew away. Excuse me, but Annabelle's character, Annabelle, who is the character, went and snuck into the doctor's office and stole all of her pills for like nausea and shit, because like she's preg or not, and has morning sickness and needs to deal with that. But in the meantime, she also looked into the doctor's sketchbook and found the picture that she had sketched of the captain. So that's spicy. And yeah, so the next day there was like a huge fucking storm going on. Oh, we also had some like crazy weird shared vision of like evil shit going on in the sea that night. That was weird. But yeah, no, there's a crazy storm about to hit that day, so we're trying to like get the fuck out of Dodge. And then like this guy is coming to work on the ship who like Harper is supposed to protect. That's a whole story thing in there, but yeah, that's that's pretty much it. We were trying to set fucking sail and beat this storm, and deal with the storms inside of our hearts. Fucking spicy. Yeah, I'm just sad that this is only like a 5-episode season.
Aw.
We talked about maybe revisiting the characters at a later point, but, you know, we'll see.
Content schedules, man.
Yeah, man, you know, these people who do this shit, like, pretty much full-time, like, it's crazy how much shit they fit into their schedule. That's it for, like, my stream game. So, like, do you want to talk about...
Yeah, I've got Indoor Adventures campaign, and things are spicy there.
Ooh.
So we were hired by a hag to kill her sister.
Yeah.
And retrieve a mug.
I remember that episode. I remember the mug fight.
And we got there, and, like, we're very, like, oh, well, let's talk about it first, see what's going on, and then if she attacks us, kill her. Our paladin went off to, like, go talk to the hag, and I'm a little bit foggy on the details because, like, things were just happening. But a few of us, like, went upstairs to go get them up. Some rolls were made and some conversations were had, but she realized that, hey, there were other people in this place who are armed who had come to talk to her. And she got a little violent. And so in return, not we, as in the party, but I, as in my character, also got violent.
Oh, you definitely did. You decided to go the fuck off.
Blake hunts undead. Blake hunts fiends. And Blake hunts fae. This was not technically a fae, because this was a reskinned Undercity Medusa from Ravnica's, or Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica.
But close enough.
But in the context of the game, it was a sea hag, which is a fae. A bad fae, an evil fae.
Mm-hmm.
That multiple people, including his new dragon daddy, not the dragon daddy that lives in his heart, but his new dragon sugar daddy.
Oh.
And a couple of people on the island, they're like, we like this sister, this hag, the one who hired us. We don't like this hag, the one who we are currently, like, off to, like, get. I asked her point blank, just like, why don't people like you? She said, because I'm temperamental, and she attacked. So I attacked in force. And at some points during the fight, like, we had gotten the things we need, and we had a choice to retreat. And I was just like, no, I want to stay here. I want to finish this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm certain that being on this hag's island, while she is still alive, is not going to be great for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I was right. Because whenever we did run away, much to Blake's chagrin, but I also did not want to split the party.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, all this, whenever I'm saying I right now, I'm in Blake's mindset, like, 100%, if we resolved this peacefully, everything probably would have been fine. But Blake was very angry in the moment. And,
don't you just hate it when your characters are dumb and you're smart?
Yeah. Blake was being very, very violent and was enjoying things that he probably should not have.
Yeah, he was having the grand old time just fucking up this hag. Probably too grand.
But he did leave before she was dead, and because of that, she had used her petrification ability, because, once again, reskinned Undercity Medusa on our boat, which is technically still a creature because it's a polymorph troll.
Oh.
But, yeah, our boat's petrified, and we're stuck on the island right now. Our paladin and I, our paladin being an Eladrin, was really not happy with Blake. And his prejudice against certain kinds of fae. Her being a fae.
Yeah, paladins are never happy.
Corey was happy for a lot of the adventure.
Oh yeah, that's true. But once you once you do something that like makes him like get that righteous fury, not happy.
But she, rightfully so, got very nasty with Blake and his indiscriminate targeting of the Fae that he considered evil. And pointed out that, I figured since, you have a fiend in your heart, you would know better than to judge everybody. And I was just like,
slam dunk.
Oh, we get nasty.
Oh.
That's sort of that's gonna hurt him on like so many levels, because Corey is the first person that he's met outside of his old Hunters Guild.
Yeah, you two like came into the party together.
Corey was supposed to be his best friend.
Damn. But where's that at?
I don't know. We're still on the island right now. There's an army of blights who said that who Kylen apparently commanded to build a boat. Maybe we'll get back. Maybe we won't. We will see that tomorrow. Yeah, so stuff will be happening. That's all I got for Stream Games.
So let's take a quick break to refill drinks, and to use the restroom.
And whenever we get back, we will talk about the end of Emon Dragon Heist and
what's next?
What we're doing next.
Well, what's next? So how do we want to do this little break thing here? Just put a picture of a crudely sketched butt on there.
Okay. To Baby Got Back?
Okay. That's fine by me.
Sober Connor. Thank you so much.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Ooh, shit, that's bubbly.
Oof. Look at all that Guinness.
Delicious. So, let's talk about it.
So we ended Emon Dragon Heist this past week.
Dragon Deep Water Heist.
Dragon Deep Water Heist.
Which for us was Emon Water Heist. Oh boy. The only water that was heisted was my tears when we ended last week. So let's, I don't know. Do we want to like hit the high points of everything that happened? Talk about our feelies? Everything in between?
What were your high points? What were your low points?
Low points?
Yeah.
As in like points that were low for my character, or points that were like low for me?
What were your low points?
I gotta think about that for a second. Just because this campaign,
those are hard.
I realized recently has spanned for months, at least since October. Probably a little earlier than October, maybe?
Yep. Yeah, we started the week after this game launched.
Which was when?
Waterdeep Dragon Heist was originally published on September 18th, 2018.
Okay, so we've been doing it since September, and we ended in March. And we met pretty consistently, minus December, when we didn't really meet at all. So, it's a pretty long stretching campaign, so I gotta think what low points were. The time we went to jail. I didn't like going to jail. Okay, no. That's my whole thing with like urban campaigns is they're fun, but you have to worry about like the law way more. Like you can't do like the shit you normally want to do in like adventures, which is like kind of skirt around shit a little bit and like, fight if you need to, or like use magic to like bribe if you need to. No. In this game, they got fucking like fines and shit, and jail and shit, so you can't really do any. You gotta operate by the book, which is just like, oh, this is so frustrating. I have this magic that makes me be able to compel people to do the shit I want them to do, or oh, I just want to fight, which is like what all Soleil, my character, is like I either want to fight or I want to use magic on you to get you to do what I want. So it's just like I'm being stifled by your laws.
I mean, it made it great on me as a DM. It's like, oh, you want to do stupid shit? Okay, here's a fine for that.
Yeah, like I think in our last episode I tried to bribe a guard to tell us where someone was, and he was like, "Oh, are you trying to bribe an official?" I'm just like, "Fuck you, man! This is an emergency. You're being a dick." So yeah, it's a little more strict than I guess maybe like homebrew shit or like
even other like published adventures, like whenever you're exploring through Chult in Tomb of Annihilation, you don't have to worry about like the consoles coming down. The stuff in Port 9 Zaru, maybe, but.
Mm-hmm. So like that was my only thing, and I guess that's like I don't even know if it's a low point, but just like oh man, just the man is holding me down, man. But like other than that, I really enjoyed it. I'm trying to think of what my high points were, of which there were so many. For my own character, probably the highest points were when I finally like got the sword into my hands. Was like so fucking satisfying. So for those who don't know, because I don't know if I've ever explicitly addressed this, my character Soleil is an Eladrin warlock sent from the Feywild by Sugar Daddy Artagan to retrieve what was known as the Illuminated Blade, because Soleil's partner, who was a dryad, was like kind of cursed, poisoned, sickened. Her tree was real full of that funky, nasty junk. Like, I always pictured it something similar to like what, like how Sondor from Critical Role was all funky, nasty, junky.
Mm-hmm.
And gross. Something kind of like that, but I don't know. I didn't make it too specific. But anyway, she was real sick. And this blade has the power to cast greater restoration, so Artagan was like, it's somewhere in Emon. Go fetch. So that's the whole reason Soleil came to Emon, and it has been a fucking journey to try and find this fucking sword that's been in the Cache of Dragons. So whenever I finally got that sword in my hands, I was just like, holy shit. This is the first time I've ever had a character complete a long-term concrete goal. And it was like incredibly satisfying because I had like a super bomb persuasion check to convince this dude to give me this sword. So, rewarding.
Yeah, so I do want to talk about that just a little bit, just like if you do read Waterdeep Dragon Heist, you will notice that there's no sword in the Cache of Dragons or
no, there's not,
or anything like that. I'd replace the staff that the dragon is supposed to have with this sword as his like payment for guarding this cache.
Which the whole reason he had a sword and why I needed to get a sword was because I was like a Pact of the Blade, so like thematically it made sense. So yeah.
I mean, I could have given you a different item, but whenever I had originally like started making those changes, the Illuminated Blade was something out of the Fairy Fire supplement that you can probably get right now on DriveThruRPG. I had kickstarted it, so
it's available somewhere.
It's available somewhere. Cybrwulf1201 put up the publisher right now and the cover page.
Yeah.
But the flavor that I want to go with the sword, I had changed that midway through. Like originally it's supposed to be this teacher that like if you fail anything it'll like start doing damage to you or something like that. I didn't want to do that. So what I did is I just made it essentially the sun sword, or no, the sunblade that what's his name? Jakar had in Out of the Abyss.
Oh yeah, the sentient one.
Yeah.
I was like, please hold me.
because that one can cast, I think, less restoration.
Yeah, this one has greater restoration.
But I made it cast greater restoration, took away the sentience, and added some like Feywild stuff to it because I made this sword have ties to the Summer Queen, the Archfey, or in the Tal'Dorei setting, in the Exandrian setting, this would be the High War Queen of the Burning Veil.
Mm-hmm.
So this is her sword that she would use on her armies. Yeah, now you had it, and she was there whenever you healed your bay.
Oh yeah, that was. I'm probably going to talk about all the high moments from the last episode, last session that we had, just because it was a lot of satisfying moments for me. I guess getting the sword happened the episode before, but actually using the sword and being reunited with her girlfriend. But also for me as a player, just like the last words that Soleil had to say to everyone, because she was leaving that plane and did not know when she would see them again. So I kind of like quickly kind of improvised what Soleil would want to say to each character and make sure that like she left like some sweet parting words. Because Soleil is typically not the sweetest, but you know, she wanted to show how much she cared, and that meant a lot to me as a player because it was Soleil talking to the characters, but it was like me talking to the other players as well. Just kind of, you know, I just wanted to show my appreciation for their characters and how their stories combine with my story, and just like how much fun I had just playing this game together. So that was really satisfying for me. Also satisfying too was, I know whenever Soleil was like plane shifting to the Feywild, I knew she was gonna like change from her like content fall mood into something, but I didn't know if she was like happy springtime mood or like sad wintertime mood, because it was such a bittersweet moment. And I'm like, I don't know exactly what she is. Maybe she's like whitish and pinkish all together. And you said something like, oh, kind of like Morning Glory. And then it just like all kind of tied together with, you know, Artagan being the, God, you're going to have to help me with the names. Like
the Lord of the Morn Crown.
Thank you. That's what I was going to say. But yeah, the Lord of the Morn Crown, and like this symbology with like Soleil and the Morning Glory and Artagan and just like everything, it all kind of like connected together visually, and I'm like, oh fuck, this is perfect aesthetically. So that was really satisfying as well. Other high points. Okay, so a high point for me personally is Otto's romance with this one NPC, or just like the entire relationship that like did not start as a romance but went romance.
Oh my god. The lead writer of this damn module.
Of this whole damn module.
Of the whole damn module. And the co-author of the Tal'Dorei campaign guide commented on it. Oh my god.
That he did. And you know what he said? He said that was the whole reason that he had put that character in Troll Skull Alley was for someone to bang them. I'm being vague to try to avoid spoilers, but you know.
And the mad lad done did it.
The mad lad did it. He banged the character. But it actually turned out to be like really sweet. So like it was funny at first, but then it was like, oh, that's kind of sweet. Like my favorite part in Otto's epilogue is they end up like running a business together. Mm-hmm. And Otto was talking about like all along how he wanted to screw the rest of the party over and get the whole cache of dragons to himself. But he was like, you know, I just, you know, he's like, I fall for the wrong people.
I get attached to the wrong people, yeah. Yeah,
I get attached to the wrong people. And his bae is like, don't I know it? And I'm like, oh! bitch! Oh, it was, I loved Otto's epilogue. It was so good. And just that whole relationship. And just like how much fun it was in character. Because my Soleil was a shit about it the whole time. Just a nosy little shit. And then out of character, all the fucking jokes it spawned. It just, you know, it was a nice, like, I don't know, just a way to like tie us and ground us into the world. No, I could just like go on forever about all the things that I thought was good about that campaign, of which there were many. What were your high points and low points, DM?
I started having a lot of fun with that character and that romance, but
because you weren't intending it to be romance.
I don't intend for anything to be a certain way or not.
I don't prep.
I really have not been prepping for this game. My prep was essentially writing the conversion notes, so like I was sort of forced to prep for a lot of that. But a lot of the quote-unquote dungeons, a lot of the encounters that came from just being in Tal'Dorei, that there's like little snippets for like, oh, well, this is an adventure that you can try to do. DM, it's up for you to come up with all the encounters and stuff for it, but this is what you can do. I mean, I did a lot of that, but besides writing a couple of like stat blocks and everything, I didn't really have any plan going into for a lot of this. That said, I really liked incorporating the aboleths into this world.
That was fun.
Yeah, y'all had met a couple of them.
Yeah, I realized only after reading through the Tal'Dorei campaign guide for something I'm preparing, which we can talk about later, that the Crystal Thin Caverns is not under Emon. It's like somewhere else in the world, but not under Emon. But you moved it under Emon for this.
There are parts of it under Emon.
Okay.
So like in the story of Vox Machina before that, beneath the manor of the former master of defense, I think.
What about Brimscythe?
No, this is before even that.
Oh.
It did involve Brimscythe. It was part of the Brimscythe plot.
Okay.
Or no, it was either part of the Fiend plot or the Brimscythe plot. But somewhere beneath the manor of one of these masters, there was a cistern that went into the Crystalfin Lake where Vox Machina had to fight an aboleth. And it was somewhere beneath there that they fought, or that they met Trista, who gave Tiberius an artifact.
Oh, that's the same Trista?
That's the same Trista.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm not so good on my before Critical Role lore, because it's been a while since I've listened to that part. But, and isn't that the one that was like, was going to get a favor from Vax, but it never came up because of the Raven Queen shit?
That was her sister, Forsythia.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm coming together now.
But yeah, that was that Trista. Your impromptu therapist.
Our therapist and the one that gayosed Krevny. But, you know, it wasn't too bad. He was able to take care of that.
Yeah, so her whole thing is that she's trying to discover the secrets of Solar, the unknowable city, far, far deep below Emon and the Crystalfin Caverns and everything. The only thing is, that city is still very much populated by the aboleths.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's called the unknowable city for a reason. Like there's a whole bunch of magnets and everything. The reason that she looks like a hag and she operates like a hag is because of trying to discover those secrets.
So she's not actually a hag.
No, she's an elf.
Ah, okay. Lore. Tea.
But I really liked incorporating stuff like that into there, just like connecting all of these red strings on my corkboard.
This goes here, and it all connects.
I especially really liked it because like there was already a single aboleth like in Waterdeep Dragon Heist, sort of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there was also a single aboleth in the Underworld Speculation adventure that I ran as a one-shot that was like sort of parallel to this.
Yeah.
Sort of.
A wee bit.
But I am working on some of the conversion notes to like make the aboleths essentially a replacement for the spring villain. If you wanted to, or you could just run the adventure with the spring villain or anything. That's a sneak peek for the conversion notes that you can subscribe to my Twitch channel and get access to my Discord, and whenever it's ready, it'll be put up there.
Hoo-hoo-hoo.
Plug.
Plug.
But I really like doing that, and I really just liked your character interactions. Like, I live for that stuff.
Just all of our character interactions?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why I like running modules, because like all the adventure work is already laid out, and you can just focus on the Always Sunny in the Forgotten Realms bullshit that's going to happen with your party members.
Yeah, we had very, I don't know, our party dynamic was interesting, because like we didn't always get along, but we were still like really close despite our disagreements, which we disagreed a lot. So much. Like, I'm pretty sure like Soleil had a very much love-hate relationship with Crabney, because they were always fighting about stuff. And then like so Soleil loved Glide. Thought he was a little bit too sentimental at times. The definite love-hate relationship with Crabney. They were always butting heads. And then like Otto was just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know how Soleil feels about Otto, because like Soleil loves Otto, but like Otto would also do some dumb shit sometimes. Like, we were always like getting on each other's asses, but we all like loved each other at the same time. It was just a very weird, interesting relationship. And then like nice interactions were born from that. And then we had just so many interesting NPCs that we, you know, either found along the way or created together that just made our bar just hip and happening, you know? Like, you know, whenever we first, like, met the kids, I was like, oh, you know, these kids are nice. But by the end of it, I'm like, these kids, I love these kids. Where are the kids at? Are the kids okay?
Yeah, so the module provides a lot of really great NPCs. Some of the kids were part of that. Some of those characters were part of that. The romantic interest and all. So yeah, really great module for a lot of social interactions. If that is the sort of adventure that you want to run. But
also lots of good fights and stuff too.
Yeah, there's a lot of fights. But a lot of really well-built encounters.
Yeah.
But yeah, by the time everything ended, I felt like everybody had a very complete arc. There were some loose threads, but not any that I really felt needed to be resolved.
Yeah.
And yeah, it seemed like everybody was moving in different directions, as was the natural progression for their story.
Yeah, it's kind of sad how we all made these characters who their end goals were going to take them all to different places. Like, that's just how the characters were built going in. So it was just like really sad at the end when we all basically spread to the four corners of the
multiverse.
Yeah, essentially. But yeah, no. But who knows? Maybe maybe those characters will get together one day again for another adventure. We'll see.
Yeah, everybody is still definitely alive. No one has died during this adventure, which is great.
No. Did you expect someone to die?
How far have you gone in indoors campaign?
I know some stuff that happens later, but I'm only on like episode 3.
I'm just saying, it's gotten deadly in other games. And they didn't throw young primordial dragons or aboliths or very powerful hags at you.
Well, I would like to attribute that to the fact that Krevny liked to heal sometimes.
I can hear the furious clacking of AQ's keyboard right now, being like, who accused Krevny of liking healing? Enjoying healing?
No, Krevny likes to heal. He just likes to heal NPC. Oh my god. But, no. Yeah, God, what a campaign. What a good group of characters and people and good fun times.
But we have indeed retired those characters, possibly to resume at a later date.
Yeah. Although, because much like my fellow party members, was definitely feeling the the after effects of ending a campaign that long, decided that I was not entirely done with the world and the character situations we had set up, and my own creative juices were flowing, and because one of my goals this year was to run more D&D, I had an idea for a one-shot.
And it involves the kiddos.
It does involve the kiddos. So if you're familiar with Waterdeep Dragon Heist, there are 3 orphan kiddos in that game. And then because of Otto's backstory, we had another orphan kiddo. So our 3 became 4. So I decided I wanted to run a one-shot a few years later when they're a little bit older and they are reunited, because at the end of our game, 2 went to the Feywild and 2 stayed in Emon. And so they will reunite sometime later and something will happen. I haven't quite told everyone what I'm actually planning, besides that I am planning this one shot, which I am a third of the way through planning, and I have not even gotten to combat yet. My problem is, though, that I over prepare because I'm anxious that you guys will come up with something, and I will have under prepared and I will feel lost, so I end up over preparing. But that's because I'm not super confident in my DM abilities. I feel like once I run more shit, it'll come much more naturally to me. But at this point, I'm just
absolutely, it's a muscle. You gotta work it.
Yeah. So right now the muscle is a little weak, but once I exercise and get it stronger, I'll have big buffy DM muscles.
So this is the first piece of homebrew content that you're creating.
Pretty much. There was one tiny one shot that I ran for Ethan that I kind of came up by myself, but it wasn't super good. He says that it was good, but I didn't think so. Yeah, I super basic, just to get on that tangent real quick. I made it's like a heist mission, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
My map design was so basic that I made it 2 squares, but each square had an inner square of rooms and then an outer square of rooms. It was super basic map design. It was awful. But no, he liked it well enough. But this is my real more so I guess open world chance.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a framework already and precedent already established, but just kind of filling in more details, seeing what happened to these characters later on, adding some new plot points that I hope will still be interesting and relevant to you guys, not too out of left field. Hopefully it goes well. Hopefully I'm not in over my head.
Yeah. No. I'm very much excited to see what pops out of your brain hole.
Yeah, thanks for, like, letting me do this, because I feel like it's, it's like this world that you kind of like created. I'm just like, oh, can I do something with that? Can I hold on to these reins for a sec?
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks for that.
Sure, I totally own the world of Tal'Dorei and also the events of Waterdeep Dragon Heist.
Well, right. Well, like yours is like sloppy seconds of all that, and I'm getting like thirsty thirds. So it was just a real mess.
That's imagery. Excuse me while I sympathy bomb.
Well, speaking of which, we can cut to another quick break because I gotta pee again. So I can pee, you can bomb, and we can come back and talk about what new stuff we have in store.
Woo!
All right, let's do it.
Bye.
I'm just looking at myself in this camera, and I look so fucking good. Like, my hair looks amazing. My collarbones are out, and, like, they're so, like, good. Like, you could, like, pour some salsa into these things and eat your chips out of there. Like,
ooh.
Good. And, like, I'm wearing a plain black shirt, so I look like some greaser from the 50s who's gonna steal your girl. Like, I look like a fucking snack. Oh, no. Oh, no. You really cold opened me, didn't you? Say something. Anything.
Well, I really wish I would have captured you saying, "Oh my gosh, I love Lady's smile," but
yeah, because she was just like, her mouth's all open. She's like,
she's got that kind of neck going on right now.
Oh, she got that neck.
Yeah. Yeah, her collar fur is very, very thick.
Ooh, she thick. Oh God, this train is off the rails.
So you've been starting to homebrew your own adventures and everything.
Yeah. Oh my God. I just remembered that I forgot to mention something. I had a new game announced today that I'm gonna be in.
Mm-hmm.
That I haven't talked about yet.
Oh, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. So I can't share too many details with you guys yet because they haven't been fully revealed. But come April, I will be in a Monster Hearts game. Which, if you don't know about Monster Hearts, it's the horny monster game. Where you basically play as teenage monsters. Just being teenagers and also being monsters. Which is like hormones. But then, like, also monster shit. So it's a very interesting social game.
So you could be a hormone monster.
All right, gotta write that playbook now. But yeah, no, it's very interesting. But the whole system is like collecting strings on other characters, in which when you have a certain number of strings, you can cash them in to do certain things, and sex is a mechanic in the game. So that's why I call it the horny monster game, because they're actually, each type of like monster has their sex move, which apparently like the core book has like addresses like asexuality in the game, but I've never actually been able to look at the core book because I don't own it, so I don't know what they say, but they do address that issue of it. But yes, but there are sex moves, I'll say in quotes. So yeah, this game is raunchy, horny, drama. So yeah, I'm excited because I've always been kind of interested in the game ever since I've heard about it.
Mhm.
Just because I think it's, I don't know, teenage monster shit sounds fun to me. But yeah, that'll be Tuesday nights in April. So
On
huh?
who's
Oh yeah, twitch.tv/ProStarter. But it's not gonna be ProStarter DMing. It's gonna be someone named Lily, whose username I forgot, but her name is Lily, and yeah.
Woo!
I do want to say, I'm not revealing any character stuff yet, but it's something out of the norm for me, but a little bit in homage to one of my friends who likes a certain type of creature. So, you'll learn more about that later.
You may have mentioned this in another Let's Talk About It.
Oh, I don't know if I actually mentioned it. Let's talk about it. I may have talked to you off screen about it, but I don't know if I actually talked about it. But who knows? I drink in between these things.
And I have to listen to these episodes 3 times whenever I edit them.
And I refuse to listen to it. Well, I do listen to snippets of them, but because I hate the sound of my own voice. So, but I listen to some parts. But yeah, no, I usually forget what we talk about. And then Connor will be play something for me. I'm like, oh God, I said that. We talked about that. But anyway, yeah, sorry, that was my quick little spiel. And then, well, actually, no, that hasn't even been announced yet, so I can't talk about that yet. So.
Can't talk about that.
Oh, nope. Whoop, reverse clap. I can't talk about that, but yeah, you'll see more of me is all I gotta say.
Reverse clap. Can't talk about that.
Very nice. All right, but yeah, homebrew.
But yeah, you've been working on homebrew. I also am about to start working on homebrew.
Holy shit!
So,
Connor, you've been running modules for a while.
I've run a couple of modules. I was running a lot of homebrew stuff, specifically in Pathfinder and stuff. Then I took a break from DMing for a bit.
Yeah.
But then whenever the Critical Role campaign guide was announced, I decided, hey, I should probably run from a module so I know what I'm getting into whenever that thing drops. So I decided to run a Curse of Strahd campaign, which was great. Had a lot of fun doing that. And we talked about it a little bit on other episodes.
Yeah.
And then I decided, hey, you know what? Let's try something else. Let's try Princess of the Apocalypse, and let's try doing it in Roll20. That experiment, it was doomed to fail. Because Roll20 hates me, and Princess of the Apocalypse, not my favorite module. There's a lot of dungeoneering in that one, and
yeah,
it's pretty much all that's most of the book is just going through one dungeon, which I'm not a big fan of.
Oof.
But Waterdeep Dragon Heist was announced, and I'm like, this shit looks awesome. I want to run it. And I saw that Matt Mercer had consulted on it, and James Hayek was one of the lead writers. And so I'm like, you know what? This would be great to convert to Emon. And, well, that's what we just did.
Yeah.
But I haven't run a homebrew world or a homebrew campaign in a while. That's what I've started working on. And, oh boy, is it overwhelming. We haven't even had our session 0 yet.
Oh no, yeah, because this is still in the embryonic stage, right?
Oh yeah. This is still me just saying hey, Eberron looked cool. Ravnica looked cool. There's a lot of stuff in Tal'Dorei and stuff that I still really like. Let's take bits from all that, mix them all together, and you know that it's a homebrew world.
So you want to talk a little bit more about I guess what you have in terms of your concept? Or nope. So it's just a big old mashed mumble jumble of.
It's just a big old mash. I've said pretty much anything is on the table. This is my players chance to just like take anything from any setting that they really want, and I will start like developing parts of the world around it. I know like sort of factions that I think would be fun to introduce and use for once, although I don't want to like take all the time to like learn all the lore for Eberron or learn all the lore for Ravnica or anything. I don't want to like take the time to learn a pre-established world that I don't have a lot of ground in.
Yeah, it takes a lot because like I've always been interested in like certain aspects of like Eberron. Like I think dragon marks are cool and some other aspects of Eberron are cool, but I'm like, oh, I don't have time to like learn enough about this to run something in Eberron, you know?
Yeah. And I've sort of talked about this like in my stream today, to date this a little bit. But it's like I wasn't around in 3rd edition whenever Eberron just became a thing and people were really excited about it. And now that it's returned after 4th edition for its 5th edition debut, and now that the Artificer is getting a lot of attention and people are like, okay, I now everything I need to run this is there, and if you want to get even more into it, shit, Hellcow Keith and Rudy Woutenberg just released Morgrave's Miscellany, which is even more Eberron lore. There's a lot that you can do there, but like we weren't around for like the Eberron adventures that got released or whenever the major hype was there for it. So I talked about this a little bit. I sort of like was gatekeeping myself, just like, do I deserve to run something in here whenever I don't know enough about it?
Interesting. So you're psyching yourself out almost.
Yeah. Which is like part of the reason why I was just like, well, I want to take the bits of it that I think are interesting and I want to put it in my own damn world. Because like you can do that.
Yeah. Hell yeah, D&D.
But like this is a chance for me to just like pick out stuff that I really like and see like what can I make. I haven't made a lot of homebrew like player options in the past. I've converted some stuff from previous editions that I liked. If you go into my D&D Beyond stuff, like I have the Dhampir, the Kitsune from Pathfinder, and the Lupin from 3rd edition.
They are really cool and fun looking, and I have ideas brewing in my head for them, but we'll see. But stop to Connor and you'll get to look at them.
But I haven't really like done any player class options yet. In fact, a lot of my time has just been like going through DM's Guild and like seeing what other people have published and say like, okay, this looks great, or this looks a little overpowered, or this looks absolutely broken and needs to be balanced. Which I think is okay, but like I haven't flexed enough of that muscle. Like I haven't created anything and like offered it for review.
So is that your next goal of sorts?
Sort of. If I come up with an original idea that I think there's not a lot of coverage for it already, because like, yes, I can make a werewolf class for every single, or a werewolf subclass for every single class. It's been done.
Yeah.
It's been done, and it's been better done just by following the rules as written, applying a monster template.
Yeah.
If I notice that like, hey, in this world, there's probably something that I could make with this particular thing, then yeah, I'll try to make a class around it and release it. I have attempted to make a class in the past, or a subclass in the past. I've been playing in a home game every Wednesday for like the past year and a half. And their character that started that campaign out had died, but also sort of ascended and became a demigod.
Hell yeah.
So as part of the character building exercise for that, I made subclasses for like what sort of person would follow him, what would his divine domain be for his paladin oath. So I did make a couple of subclasses for that. They are not for public consumption.
Mm-hmm.
They had nice flavor, but like I don't think that they were very like there wouldn't be widespread appeal for them. So I just haven't. And I think I actually deleted them from D&D Beyond.
Mm.
But it involved a lot of like this character was a gunslinger who had used a lot of desert drugs, like drugs that were made from desert plants. So a lot of it involved like narcotics as like a way to do like an action surge or a haste or effect similar to that.
Interesting.
So you get a tolerance for poisons and everything. And I remember asking on Twitter, just like, what? Every paladin gets a transformation at 20th level. What does a gun-toting, drug-using paladin turn into? Yeah, it was stuff like that.
A big gun.
that was what the response on Twitter was.
You turn into the big iron.
So yeah, I was just messing around with stuff like that. But it was a great experiment to like learn what those like divine classes, like what is the general theme for like a 20th level paladin? What do they get at that level? And stuff like that.
Yeah.
A great way to like deconstruct the classes. But yeah, I just haven't found any ideas that I was particularly great at or happy with making. But I have been adding a lot of those to D&D Beyond, like the Bardic College of the Opera by Kelly the Opera Geek.
Yeah. One that I've been trying to port into D&D Beyond, but I've been lazy, is Mark Humes, the arcane chromat sorcerer. That one's pretty neat. It's like you're proficient with like a certain type of magic, but like you have like heterochromia, so you're proficient in 2 different types of magic. It's pretty cool. I like it because it's like colors and shit. But I'm not the best at porting stuff to D&D Beyond, so it's taking me a while to do it.
Yeah, I need to make more tutorial videos for that, because I specifically did have comments like saying I would love if you made more of these. I just time.
Yeah.
I also probably wouldn't stream it. I would make it a VOD.
Yes. Well, help me, Connor. You're my only hope.
But yeah, if you want more homebrew tutorials, like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me something that's available for free that I could port into D&D Beyond. Because like I thought that the Bardic College of the Opera would be a wonderful thing to import, but like I didn't want to make that video without that was for premium content, like content that was being charged for, and just like saying like, hey, this is how you make this in the video, because that's essentially giving that shit away for free, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's why I haven't done like any of the other Critical Role stuff. The only one that I did was the revised Cobalt Soul, because like Matt made that publicly available in Dropbox.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I haven't made a lot of homebrew class options. I have never touched making a homebrew spell.
Oh goodness, no.
Just because like I think that the spells that currently exist, you can do a lot with them, and it already seems like very balanced.
I feel like that's more
most of them. There's stuff like Healing Spirit and everything that are okay.
Yeah, I feel like it's more of like a character basis, you know, like it's just something that like maybe you as a player playing a character is like, you know, it's something I really like want for this character that I don't think is available. Then maybe something like that, and working through that with your DM. But like, yeah, I'm with you. I don't know if I've ever felt a need to like homebrew a spell, because like the spell list is pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, I mean, we say that now. They do continue adding them, and everything that they add just seems great and wonderful. But like, whenever I look at like all the spells that like Cobalt Press is releasing, they release them like, oh, well, this is like blood magic, this is like eldritch magic, this is deep magic, and I'm just like, I don't see how that makes sense. I don't know if I want that, so I just don't, because I'm scared of it. But like Matt Mercer introducing Dunamancy into his world, I'm like, okay, that seems kind of weird, because like this is like supposed to be a ninth school of magic involving like time and fate, but like you already have like time stop and everything in the existing stuff, like time stop and wish, which would do that.
Yeah.
You already have other classes or schools.
Yeah.
I'll definitely check it out, because like it's Critical Role, and I respect Matt as a creator. I don't know if it makes a whole lot of sense.
I'm curious and excited, and I definitely want to check it out.
Yeah, I just need the Wildmount campaign guide to be released already.
Give it to us.
Give it to Precious.
I know it's too early, but give it to us.
I mean, that's something that's got to be announced real soon.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, depending on how things go from this episode forward, just because I feel like, dare I say, world-changing shit that happened in the last episode.
Oh yeah, that is 100% changed how the rest of the campaign was going to go.
Oh, for sure. So, spoilers for Critical Role Campaign 2, episode 56. Spoiler warning. You've been warned. Yeah, so, holy shit. What a fucking move. Like, first of all, I thought that whole, like, I was so nervous for them going in to see the Bright Queen. I'm like, oh my god, this could be very disastrous.
I didn't think that it was going to go bad until the dude started opening his mouth.
I mean, once they started rolling like shit, I was like, oh, this is not going that well. And Matt was like, yeah, so the Bright Queen's like, look, just kind of like sours. And I'm like, oh shit. And then that fucking dude starts fucking running his mouth and like, oh yeah, these guys were here when blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh my god. Like, holy shit, this, like, and it was so funny because he like said some shit about them being from the Empire and they did not even catch that. Do you remember that?
No.
It was like a very like passing comment, and it was just like that he made about them being from the Empire before they went into the chamber. Like, just so quick, and they didn't notice it because they were so busy talking about like something else, like making some joke. And I was like, wait a minute, did he just say something about them being from the Empire? And then like he went on with that shit, and I was like, oh god. And then, like, on top of all their lying and shit, and, like, having two not super charismatic characters doing the persuasion checks. Like, not to be min-max on main, but come on. you got the warlock who's good at this.
You got the perfect warlock.
Weapons and supply.
But
I was like, oh my god, this is
it's just been a couple of days of them rolling not great.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because even when Ford did roll, his roll was still not that good. So it just went downhill super fast. I'm like, oh my god.
But I figured that whenever things were going badly, they were going to pull the beacon.
No, that didn't cross my mind at all for some reason. But whenever Caleb started talking, I was like, "Oh my god, he's gonna take out the beacon. He's gonna give him the beacon." And like, I didn't know that.
I thought that their cover was blown for the beacon whenever Sam used the fragment of possibility.
Oh yeah, and then she was like, and then Matt was like, "Yeah." She just kind of like looks over and like looks at Not and just like an air like, huh? I was like, oh my, holy shit. Like, it was just like a dumpster fire at that point. But yeah, whenever Caleb was like, I am of the Empire, but I am no friend of the Empire, I was like, oh my god, he's giving them bacon. Holy shit, he's giving them bacon. Oh my god, what's gonna happen? And then they responded so positively to it. I was just like, that was such a clutch move. Holy shit.
And now they have made very powerful allies. But I definitely could have seen that ending in a very different way with like them just not making very good persuasion rolls, like the dude ratting them out. They would be in the prison with Not's husband.
Yeah.
And they would be able to, make their way out and have to traverse back to the Empire, having made an enemy of the Bright Queen.
Oh yeah.
And definitely having a reason to go against her, because like they just are in a dungeon and they're probably gonna do very horrible stuff.
Yeah.
But now.
Yeah, I think Travis was even like kind of talking about that after the episode ended. It's like, they were gonna take us to jail. We're not husband once. He just oh god, but yeah. But now
they're in. They've made a very powerful ally. They could probably do a lot, but still have to deal with the fact that Jorhas has a very bad underbelly and overbelly and all the belly.
I mean, but like the Empire isn't like a spark image goodness either.
Absolutely. Which like it's great. There's no good, there's no evil.
Yeah. I think the only character, because most of them are pretty like agnostic in terms of like their whole place in this thing is like, oh, whatever, this doesn't affect me. I think the only character that's going to be screwed over by Caleb's decision is going to be Bo, if like Dyron and like the Cobalt Soul find out. Because it's kind of like Dyron was like, oh, keep a low profile, and like this is like the opposite of a low profile, and also kind of helping the enemy. So like, don't know how that's gonna go down.
Sort of. The Cobalt Soul is not an Empire thing.
Okay.
So actually, do you remember in during the early Chroma Conclave in Campaign 1, whenever Allura and Drake Thunderbrand or Firebrand
Thunderbrand
were like lightning warping into the archives of the Cobalt Soul in Westrun into Moray.
Yeah.
The Cobalt Soul exists across the continents.
So the chapters of the Cobalt Soul aren't like loyal to like whatever country.
Yeah, they're not. They exist
neutral?
outside of the political borders.
Okay.
That said, if the Empire was like the good guys, and the Jorhas were doing some really bad stuff, then yeah, they would need to go find out and like see, I don't know, what Ioun needs them to do.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Dyron still isn't going to be super pleased, though.
I mean, yeah, Bo is now, that was a very public thing. Bo is definitely not sticking to the shadows.
Yeah, especially since, like, Dyron's like, hey, can you trust these fuckheads? And Bo's like, yeah, sure. Kind of. And then, you know, they go and make very public decisions, so like.
But even still, like they don't know that Bo is part of the Cobalt Soul, but Dyron can now use her as like as contact for Jorhas. This could still end up going very well for Bo and for the Cobalt Soul.
Yeah. No, I think I personally loved the fuck out of what Liam did, because it was very much not in tune with the meta. Like, I think meta-wise, and just like, oh, let's just let ourselves get arrested. We'll probably end up in jail.
I could definitely see them not ending up where the husband ended up.
Yeah.
Because the husband was captured by somewhere else. It's captured from Bladeguard? No.
I thought he was in Gordranus.
Yeah, he is currently in Gordranus, but like he was captured by someone else. He's probably not going to be in the same prison as the war criminals captured by the Bright Queen.
Okay.
Those would be like higher up. They'd be in a lot more maximum security.
Yeah, I suppose.
I love how it is, because we This way we can get a lot more Gordranus lore. And Matt had already written a lot about it in the Tal'Dorei guide.
Did he? Huh.
Yeah. Gordranus and Xhorhas there were like paragraphs on it in at the end of the Tal'Dorei guide. But a lot of it also shows up in the early stuff about like the Calamity and stuff in the Age of Arcanum. Yeah, he's definitely been thinking about Gordranus for a while.
Nice.
So I'm excited to see what juicy bits we can scavenge from it.
Yeah, I'm just like, I love this decision just because it felt so, because I've like, you know, I read other people's like opinions on the matter on Twitter, but it was like this Meekin was kind of like Caleb's looking to dunamancy and time and entropy and all the shit that he's interested in his own arc. And he like gave that up. But at the same time, he was rewarded possibly so much more, you know? Who knows what the fuck they're going to get out of this, you know? So, and also he was wearing like bondage gear. So, there is a sexy leather harness giving the Kryn back their baby making machine. You know, it's just like, but like, god damn, a world changing decision right there, and one that like Matt was like, oh, there's a small chance of this happening, and it happened. Like, just God, I love shit like that. Just like those decisions that like, you know, spur of the moment. Just I love that shit.
That was very good. And I'm sad that we had to wait a couple of weeks, but also I'm glad that Matt can take a lot of time to think about stuff.
Oh yeah, Matt is probably sitting there stewing, just, ooh, what can I do now?
Me, right now, about this dang homebrew stuff.
Oh my god. Because we're already on the subject of Critical Role. Guess who's going to the live show at Gen Con? It's us. Woo.
But yeah, they sold out really fast.
Holy shit. Yeah, like, I think last year they didn't sell out for at least a few days, but apparently, I know the VIP sold out in 5 minutes. I don't know how quickly General sold out.
But yeah, it sold out real fast. I see that a lot of people are really upset about it. Real sorry, guys.
Critical Role is just getting exponentially more popular, you know?
Yeah. Now, I have seen people, like, getting very upset about not being able to get tickets, like, oh my gosh, y'all should have known this, y'all should have gotten a bigger venue and whatever. Yeah, hindsight and everything. They can't fully grasp how quickly they're growing. And they tried to, like, I did see that they, like, tried to raise the price of the tickets a little bit to try to like get that supply demand curve like back down a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe raising the price will lower the demand so that y'all wouldn't. It's
yeah. No.
But like some people are getting like real angry about it and like blowing up the Kickstarter comments about it.
Which, you know, is the most appropriate place to do that. Sarcasm alert, by the way. Big blaring sarcasm alert, in case you couldn't tell. No, that's not an appropriate place to put that because the two things are not related and they're most likely not reading all the fucking Kickstarter comments. But, like, I've seen a lot of assault, like, mostly directed towards, like, the actual ticketing websites that they use.
Yeah.
But, you know, not to be... you know, I don't want people to think I'm biased and, like, always for Critical Role, but, like, come on, guys. Like, ticketing websites always suck. Like, ticketing websites never not suck.
Now, this ticket website did have a better queuing system, as in, like, the server didn't crash, which we all know the critter hug of death does kill. Titmouse's website has gone down, like, 3 times because of us.
Oh, yeah.
But this site did handle us, and people were still able to queue through and get their tickets. It's just, it's a lot. They're very much in demand. I wouldn't be surprised if this continues for another like 3 years, if they're going to have to start like doing stadiums.
Yeah, so it's just like, I don't know, like, I get people being upset, but like, because I do go on this post and I read the people's comments, and it's just like, you know, do you think this is the best way to change things by being the singer? Do you think this is the best possible forum to reach out? Like, no. Like,
but like, again, we do know people are emotional. Like, it is very upsetting, and I see more people like get upset because like they either forgot that the tickets were going on sale and like didn't set their alarms or anything, or just like forgot. And within 30 minutes, for a lot of people, the main reason that they wanted to go to Indianapolis was to go see them, and they couldn't. Which does suck. And like, that's pretty much the only time that they're going to be able to see them. They're not doing like a booth or an autograph line this year,
which is so sad. But you know, scheduling conflicts happen, but still, oof, sad.
Yeah, it is upsetting, and I do understand a lot of the anger and everything, and as much as I do say like, yeah, they can't really know how popular they are or how fast they're growing. They should start having a better idea of just like how many tickets that they can expect to sell, or like how quickly they can expect to sell, and be able to accommodate for that.
Yeah, I think this year is definitely going to be not necessarily a wake-up call, but like an indicator of, okay, our popularity is on this level now. If we can sell out VIP tickets in like 5 minutes and general admission tickets in 30, we can book bigger venues. We can do like this, because I don't imagine the hype train stopping anytime soon.
Yeah, but like it definitely is a time for Critical Role to make a lot of adjustments in how they book venues or sell their tickets and everything, because they are getting popular, and people would very much like to help them celebrate what they've made.
God, I would kill to see one day to just be in a Super Bowl sized stadium watching fucking Critical Role.
At that point, I might have to reconsider. I'll go to a watch party instead.
Yeah,
we'll host a watch party. We'll host it on Twitch.
But no, it's it's disappointing, but I think it's just like a sign of growth needs to happen now at this point, because I think sometimes it's almost like they're still in the mindset of humble, small beginnings. I think with what Kickstarter support and how quickly these tickets sold out, this is just like perhaps we are growing and we should grow.
The subject of today's session is growth. That's our keyword for today.
Thanks, Trista.
And with that, I think we can call this an episode.
Yeah, this was a nice little episode right there. This is a pretty good size length of an episode.
Hoo boy, I'm sleepy. Oof.
Ooh, I'm sleepy.
So, if you're listening to this on a place other than Anchor FM, look at God. If there are links in the doobly-doo, please click on those links in the doobly-doo and check out where we are on the social medias and places where you can find us and our content.
Buy a shirt. Buy a mug.
Yeah, we've got some merch. I don't know if people want other kinds of merch. Let us know. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll make more merch.
Let's talk about it. Booty shorts, please.
Streamlabs, get on it. But yeah, we're gonna duck out and probably talk about some more homebrew stuff because we have to conspire.
Ooh, yes.
So we will see y'all next time.
See you around, pals.
Bye-bye.
For our audio listeners. Actually, no. I'll leave that vague. I won't repeat what you just did.
I made the penises kiss.
Oh my god, you can't say that when I have wine in my mouth.
That's the B-side. That's booty hole.
Also B-side.